Hey Crocheters, it's Valerie. You guys can see I've moved offices. I don't have quite the same setup as I did before. So I've kind of moved my projects around a little bit in a different space, different setup. But I think this will work. It's part of the transitioning to being more of a full-time mom. Came with also switching where I'm located. So on that front, this last week of being a full-time mom it's been good, but it's been kind of very busy. And so I don't have that much to show, and I also haven't been very good about responding to comments. That's something I've tried to be like really proactive about in the past, and I have really fallen off the bandwagon. So I'm gonna try and get to those, but I might still miss a few, and for that, I am sorry. Thank you guys for the comments that I was able to respond to from last week. Everyone was just really encouraging and supportive, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you guys well, I'd say mostly ladies. Thank you for being here, for supporting me, for everything you do. So today I have a couple of WIPs to talk about. We'll just start with the deer. So I haven't made like a bunch of progress. I actually sat down like an hour, maybe 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours ago. And I was like, I just need to work on it so I have something to show for this week. So this is what the body is looking like at the moment. I've got the leg holes. I'm not sure. Let me show you. So this was my like first attempt. Second attempt is longer in the back, which is what needed to happen. And it's also a little bit wider in the neck. But on this one, I made the legs continuous in that, I guess you can see it because I didn't finish it completely. Like right here, I just started crocheting into those stitches and built the leg up from there. And so I have left the spots to do that here on this second attempt of the body, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I might leave these leg holes here and then make the legs separately, starting from the hoof and working up to the top of the leg, and then just attach them, because it's actually kind of hard, at least on my wrist, to work into this. Like frankly, it's just a challenge. So I'm considering a couple of things. Either doing that, like I was saying, make the legs separate and then just attach them, and I'd like show an invisible kind of join technique so that you can't really tell that they've been joined. Or I might, instead of, so I worked this project clearly starting right here and then working down to the bottom of the stomach. I'm considering, instead of starting with a magic ring, doing like a chain. I can't remember how many it is, but just doing a chain and joining it and then working down so that the top would be open. So I actually would attach the legs before I stuffed. That way it wouldn't, or I would start crocheting the legs before I stuffed the body, so that it wouldn't be like so hard on the wrist, because it would still be really flexible. And then there would be that opening in the neck where you could stuff the body full once the legs were on. So that's something I'm considering. Clearly, this is still like a huge work in progress, and we'll just see how it goes. I am feeling more optimistic about it as I've been making this second. Well, honestly, this is like the third version. I have learned some things, and so it's giving me some hope for how it's going to turn out. But I don't know, there's something about the making the spine and then like working around it that is just hard. It's hard for me cognitively. Like a lot of the shapes for amigurumi come really naturally to me. They make a lot of sense. But this one's harder. So we will just see how it goes. And then it's going to sit something like that. So one of the other, I think, bonuses of having the doing like a chain and then join it so it'd be open at the top is I think it would be easier to attach the head to the body, because I know that is something I've gotten like, you know, like feedback a number of different times, people just saying like, this is kind of difficult, like the joining is one of the harder parts, and so I think that could be a solution. So that's WIP number 1. Well, I'm getting WIP number 2. My secret project number 2, second version of my secret project, is coming along pretty well. So that's good, right? And so then this other thing I've been playing around with, this is absolutely a rough draft. It needs a lot of work. We'll just leave it at that. It's supposed to be a lion. So let me just talk you through kind of the issues that I see with it. I actually really like the nose. I think that's turned out pretty well. But I think the loop stitches on this one are too small. So like when I started doing loop stitches, I started out on the porcupine. This was my first guy, and he has longer loops than our lion here. But because I made them like so big and the loop so big, and it's hard to tell, like, is it a hedgehog? Is it a porcupine? You know, like it kind of read as this cross of two animals. So I decided that, so I've had to like make the mental decision, like, all right, smaller loops, smaller loops, smaller loops, so that it would look like, hopefully my loop projects in the future would look better. But when I started this, I wasn't taking into account the scale of this head, and like it needs big loops, and I just wasn't even thinking about that. So we need bigger loops. But then another thing I've realized as I've been thinking about it and just like trying to digest, like mentally digest what I've created and what needs to happen for it to look better, I've had the realization that like I've got a completely flat nose shape, or like, you know, forehead to nose is just a slant, which is pretty common on sheep and goats, but not on lions. Like lions have they've got a hard crease, and then their forehead kind of goes up from there. They've got a definite bridge in their snout. And so I think that's like necessary. That's going to absolutely have to change for this to work. So, okay, you know. And so then I started on the body, and I don't know. Like I said, this is all a rough draft, and you've got to do the first draft before you can get the final draft. So we'll just leave it at that, right? But so this is my first attempt at the body. That's what it looks like. And yeah, so the head would go on something like this. And I just don't know that I've done the best job. I don't think it really looks like a lion. And I think there's a lot of room for potential and growth. It's not terrible, but it's not fantastic either. So this is kind of where we are. I've been trying to think about like arms and legs as well for this guy, because on most of my animals, like you can see right there, like the big panda, arms and legs, and also Shelly sheep right here behind me. The arms and legs don't have like too much definition. They're just really like, whoops, we lost a teddy bear. You know, I just did like the fleece pads and work up from there. Like there's, I I don't know, like I don't have like clove, like the two hooves, you know, or like we'll show the teddy bear because he fell down. Like I don't have the claws or anything like that. And so I'm trying to decide, like on the lion, do I go ahead and make, like they've got really impressive like foot pads and toes. Do I try and make that? Do I just not even go there and just kind of stick with the look that I've had, you know, with just sort of the softer, you know, fleece pads? I'm not sure, because I like my look to be consistent, but I also want to evolve and grow and become a better designer and try new things. So I'm tossing that around in my head as something to give a go. You know, I'll finish up the head, I'll figure out the ears and put those on, and then I'll attach the head and the body together, and then it's time for our arms and legs. So it will be interesting. I've been doing a lot of thinking on it, but I don't know that any more thinking is going to get me where I need to go. I might just have to bite the bullet and just start crocheting and hope I can figure it out. So that's where we are for this week. Oh, so other things from me this week. I was able to schedule, and I got 2 interviews in. I interviewed Terry at Yarn Joy podcast and Elise at Les Petites Saint Crochet. And both were really fun interviews. I'm really sad to report, though, that I did the interview with Terry, and my computer had done updates the night before, and I lost all of the audio. Actually, it just didn't record any audio. So it was like, oh no. So I gotta reschedule that. Hopefully we'll find time to do that next week. But the one with Elise went great. It was really fun, so I just gotta find time to edit that. And I think I'm gonna try and put that one to come out early September, because I had scheduled Terry's interview first. I'm gonna try and get that one maybe worked in at the end of this month to come out. I mean, gotta re-record it first, so fingers crossed that everything will go well this time. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, I'm gonna try and be better this week about responding to comments. I really fell off the bandwagon this last week. It's different trying to find time as a full-time mom. So we'll see how things go. But anyway, I appreciate you all for watching, for being supportive, and I will chat with you soon.